Hey, this is Sean coming to you. Going to make kind of an incredibly boring post here, and I apologize in advance. But I've had some guys ask me what I play through, what I go through, and first of all, if you're a young player, it doesn't matter what I go through, it doesn't matter what anyone goes through. You got to kind of just spend a lot of time and a lot of money, unfortunately, to get what works for you. My setup nowadays is so different than when I started. It's crazy. I had everything that came out back in the day, and trying to sound like someone else, that I kind of gave up on that and just focused on doing my own thing. And that's kind of when really things turned around a little bit for me. I got some pretty cool gigs, and kind of just couldn't keep up with what everyone else was doing and what they sounded like. But anyway, so I just want to post this. And again, it's a real simple, you're going to look at this and go, wow, that's it. Well, that is it. I mean, I'll show you my pedals here in the next clip. If you do a lot of videoing, you know that you can't, or I haven't figured out how to switch this camera while I'm videoing, but I'm going to stop right now and just show you my pedal board. All right, y'all. This is part 2 of my pedal board. And again, it's like Frankenstein. It's so basic, it's kind of scary. When I was on the road, of course, I had a lot of rack mount stuff, a lot of just plug and play kind of stuff, which is cool because you got to be on the fly, and you got to, I remember my first Grand Ole Opry appearance with Neil McCoy. I remember we had about 6 seconds from guys take the stage to, they're introducing Neil. So I learned a pretty valuable lesson that you got to get something that rolls out and plugs in and plays pretty quick. But anyway, this is, I'll just kind of go through the stuff here. And for some of you experienced guitar players, you're going to look at this and say, why has he got it wired like that? Why has he got it wired like this? There's always that debate of what comes first, the chicken or the egg, or the compressor or the tuner. And I do go back and forth on it, Right now I got a dirty volume pot in my guitar, so that's kind of what that noise is. But anyway, this is a spark pedal. This is just a boost. I got it set, just so that because I don't have a volume pedal, I had one for years, and I just kind of got tired of relying on it, so I got rid of that. So when I solo, I just hit that spark button, and it gives me a little boosty poo. This is a blues driver. This is modified by Robert Keeley. If you ever get a chance, send your pedals to Robert Keeley and have them modified. I mean, it's amazing what they do. They're out in Oklahoma. This is my compression pedal, and I don't really use a whole lot. In the next clip I'm going to show you, I'll play a little bit and just hit all these pedals, and you'll see that I'm not using that much compression really. It's just to kind of even it out. This is an RC booster. I'm not sure if Brent Mason still uses one of these or not, but I know at one time he did, and that's kind of where I got it. And again, this is about my third. You're going to wonder what the difference is. That's a booster. And this is a booster. That's for solos and whatnot. But this is for that kind of crunchy, telly twang kind of stuff. Your simple digital delay, and I've got it set for more of a Albert Lee kind of Ray Flack. Some of you young guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but if you don't, look those cats up. Those guys were scary before scary was allowed. But anyway, let's got that too. That's what that's for. Is just a little bit of almost a slap delay. This pedal here, it's kind of loud. I've tried different cables too, but it's kind of a loud pedal. I've done a few studio gigs with this, and it's always been kind of problematic. But it sounds great. It's got a tap echo, as it says. It's a Whomper, made by Whomper. Tap echo. It's great. You can tap on in a song, tap on that for your tempo. You get all that right there. And then my tremolo, which I don't use a whole lot, but it's a pretty clean pedal to come out of because it doesn't really draw a whole lot of signal. And then for my power pack, my power source, it's just all plugged in right there. And again, this is what I'm using now. When I was on the road, like I said, things were a little bit different, but I didn't have a whole lot of flexibility when I was on the road either. The tone was the tone until I got to the next sound check and was able to fool a little bit. This here I can kind of go on the fly, bend down and quickly just set something up the way you want it. All right, I'm going to play a little bit in the next clip. Okay, we're going to get to my amp, my guitar, And then we're going to go through some pedals here. Again, guys, this is boring as all get out, but I did have some requests as to what I played through. So here we go. And it's not as quiet as it usually is. I'm out in my garage, so, you know, I got like a heater going and everything else. Got some neon lights going on here. But anyway, I'm going to flip around and show you my amp. It's a 1996 Fender DeVille. Love it. I will say I just put new tubes in it. I'm a groove tube guy, and they're getting harder to find. And I just used up my last sets of tubes, so I had to order some other tubes that I'm trying out that I'm not crazy about. It's a little too glassy sounding for me. You know, I like a little bit more of an acoustic kind of, I know it sounds weird, but I like more of an earthy tone, like a more of a, I probably don't not even explain worth the crap what I'm trying to get at here. But the tubes I got in it are, they break up a little too easy for me. But anyway, they're loud. They're loud tubes. I'll show you my amp. I'm playing really loud in the garage. I was reminded of that last night. But anyway, here's my amp. I'm going to try to turn it around here. God, there's got to be a way to turn this around. All right, y'all. This is my amp. And as you can see, I'm playing in the garage, and I've got it set at that. I've got the... I tend to play... I got kind of thin little hands, which creates a thin little tone. So I do use a lot of bass, a lot of mid-range. That master, of course, is if you got the other foot switch plugged in. Reverb presence about, you know, of course, this is all different for varying club sizes. So that's another thing, too. Like, if you guys get into some bigger rooms, you're going to want to watch that bottom end and the top end, because a lot of those bigger rooms will carry both really, really well. So, yeah, don't think that one tone is a set-all. All right, so let's talk about my guitar. I was a Telecaster player for years. My favorite guitar is a 1986 Tele that I love, but I've been kicking around these Anderson guitars for a little bit now. A good buddy of mine, a great player by the name of Rod Jansen, I heard him play an Anderson one time, and I couldn't believe the tone he was getting out of it. So he converted me. But yeah, it was, I'll show you what this thing looks like here. All right, y'all, this is my Anderson. I'm not sure what year this is. Maybe a 2000 now. 2000. I don't know. I should know, but I don't know. It is called an Anderson TC. Copies of Telecaster, and it plays great. I'm telling you, I had to play. I'm used to those old Tellies where, you know, just like a 2x4, right, or tree branch, and you can hammer away in those things. On these Andersons, not so much. They're not pretty accurate. They're very accurate. So if you bend a little bit out of tune, it's going to go way out of tune on you. I kind of had to relearn some bend stuff. It's pretty true. You know, you can do the research on that. A lot of players talk about how true this guitar is. I mean, it's so balanced from E to E. I mean, it's so balanced. Some of my Tellies I had to put the little switch in to kind of gap that little tonal bridge in between the two E strings, but not this Anderson. I love it. Let's get to some playing. Okay, we're going to go through some of these pedals. This is my Spark pedal that I talked about earlier, where it's really just for soloing, so you got a good volume going here, right? Here comes solo time. Yeah. My tuner, you want to make sure that is going to cut off your signal. You don't have to, I guess you don't really have to, but I always had it to where it cuts off my signal. Sometimes, though, I'm a singer, so sometimes I'll step on that Spark pedal thinking I'm going to tune and, you know, give myself a heart attack just for the volume boost. And this RC booster that I was talking about earlier, it's great. I love it. I use it a lot on more of the Alan Jackson stuff, like, so let's turn this on right now. Some of these might not translate well over video because it's, I don't have anything too extreme. It's slightly, every pedal slightly has the effects going for it. But anyway, that's the RC booster. We're going to go to my digital delay. And this is like I was telling you about earlier. It's the Albert Lee kind of reflex. Oh, I wanted to tell you too about when I was a young guy, I heard all these Tele players getting that slap, that smack, and I thought, how do they do it, you know? And that's like, oh my God, I worked so hard I thought it came in a pedal. I thought it came in an amp. I thought it came in a guitar. And while all of that helps get that, you know, that slap back kind of, it's my middle finger. I almost shot to all the bourbon. It's my middle finger. So if you can see what I'm doing here, that gives me, anyway, that slap back thing. And once I kind of got that down, it's been great. Anyway, that helps me get that little slappy back that I like. Back to the pedals. So that's great for like Liza Jane and stuff like that, you know. Let's see, or you can do that with my delay that I'm going to, my tap echo here. Let's turn that out just so you can hear this. And if you get a tap echo delay pedal by Walther, you're going to love it. They're so warm. The options on this pedal are amazing. And like I said, you can tap this thing to the tempo of your song. So if you're doing like Silver Wings, love it. Sometimes I'll do both pedals. Yeah. If you wanted to take it and roll up the delay mix, that's going to blend your tone that you've already got going on with the delay mix, you can do that. I don't fool with it too much. I do sometimes. The second button over, going left, is your repeats button. Sometimes I'll do that so you can hear that, and that's kind of, believe it or not, good stuff for like working man blues. It doesn't get in the way, oddly enough. When you're playing, it doesn't get in the way, but what it does is as you get soloing, that's kind of fills it out. Just fills it out a little bit. And my tremolo, we all know what a tremolo does, but I will play it anyway. And then the top of the heap, I've got my compression pedal. Again, I don't really have a whole lot of that going on. And one of my favorite pedals that I love now that Robert Keeley has modified, he actually modified it a long time ago, but it still works great, is my old Boss blues driver. I've had a million. I'm a country guy, so I don't really get a great distortion tone anyway. I don't know really how to set it. It's not my thing. But I have found that this blues driver by Boss has been so versatile ever since I got it modified by Robert Keeley. You can do like or if you wanted to get on to more of a blues thing, it's great. I love it. And if you wanted to mix a little of that with delay, you can again fool around with your tap. So you can do like, love that. Anyway, kids, that's all I've got. I don't have anything else to give you. That's all I got. But again, really, like I said in one of my earlier posts, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what the next guy's doing. Just find out what works for you. And you don't have to buy every pedal. You can just take an afternoon, go to Guitar Center or go to your local music store, wherever you're at. And just get amps out, get pedals out, and you'll find it, because it's really got to go with your left hand and your right hand anyway. So, well, this stuff sounds good for me. It might not sound good for you. It might not sound good for anyone else but me. And trust me, it took me a long time to get to this pedal board and these pedals. I switch them out right behind me there. I've got a drawer. I've got 2 drawers full of old pedals that every now and again I'll pull one out. But yeah, kids, that's it. I hope some of this has been some help, and I hope I answered some of your questions. If not, hit me up on Messenger, and I'll do what I can. I'm not a real technical guy. I don't know how this was wired. I don't know how that amp's made, but I just know that what I've done has kind of worked for me, and I'm still having a blast. All right, holler at me. Bye.